Yuki and John's Patreon Bay.
All right, Yuki, we're back in effect.
We're back.
We're back. What are you doing, man? What's going down? Anything special?
Nothing really special. No.
Well, you know what's special? B-movie action stars.
The action. Well, I mean, it's hard to say. They could be. I mean, they have done, studio big movies.
For a time, for sure, Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme were A.
Right. I mean, in the beginning, kind of fading out. And then these days, they do only like directly goes to streaming or DVD movie a lot. But beginning, they did lots of studio movies, right? I mean, Steven Seagal, like Under Siege, and then, executive decision. Or
That's right, Executive Decision. And you know what I heard about that movie is that he was such a piece of shit that everybody hated him, so they killed him off.
Is that why he killed in like first 5 minutes?
I think
And
so.
he didn't even get the credit that movie.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought it was pretty interesting that it was sort of like a Janet Leigh thing where you think they're the star and then all of a sudden they're gone after the first major action piece. Because in the theater, I was like, oh, shit. Because I didn't think he was going to die because he goes something like, we're not going to survive. And then Seagal goes, you will. And he closes the hatch and then dies.
Well, I mean, I thought he was a big star and saving the whole plane, but you know what? Something. Maybe I'm thinking too much, but that's because he dies early. I think whole situation just making Kurt Russell's character a superstar, like those the soldiers survived.
Yeah.
Okay, the Joe Morton, he's injured. Whole thing is just lying down, right? And then BD Wong, like it's kind of okay, but I hate to say, but it's kind of a wimpy character. And then John,
Leguizamo.
Kind of stupid character. And then the other soldier is like I don't know. What does he do? Type of soldier.
Yeah.
And then those soldiers making Kurt Russell's character superstar. No, I mean that's how I took it. More like okay, I don't mean to bring every character down, but just looks like okay, Steven Seagal die early. All three soldiers, wimpy, stupid. Those character. What's left? Kurt Russell, like he was called 007 earlier in the movie. Yeah, he became superstar. He is the one saved the whole plane, and then after the explosion, he flew the plane, landed. That's what's really annoying that movie. I mean, I like as an action movie, but it's just the whole situation. It's just something that annoys me.
Yeah, it's Executive Decision. I remember seeing it in the movie theaters, and I was, I wasn't like blown away by it. I was sort of disappointed by it, and I don't remember why because I haven't seen it since then. But I remember leaving and going, it was fine. I didn't really hate it, but I didn't flip for it, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was. I do remember, not to get too off topic, but Kurt Russell's breakdown. I thought that movie was amazing. A Breakdown is probably the most underrated movie of the 1990s.
Yeah, well, actually, the guys who wrote the script was the brothers, Jim and John Thomas. He wrote the Predator, so
Wait a second, the guys who wrote Predator wrote Breakdown, or Executive Decision?
Executive Decision.
Okay, I see. Because I thought Jonathan Mostow wrote Breakdown.
Jonathan Mostow did the Breakdown,
and I think that because of Breakdown, he went and he got Terminator 3.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but okay. You know what? I might rewatch Executive Decision because if the guys who wrote Predator wrote it, that's Predator is one of my favorite movies ever. So
Yeah.
shit.
Well, you know, the executive decision, you can see it on YouTube now. It's there.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Actually, I just saw it last week. So.
Oh, you're kidding me. All right. Cool. All right. I'll rewatch that because we're going to be talking about a lot of movies today. Because if we didn't already announce it, it's if you clicked on this, then you know. But it's we're doing Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Chuck Norris. Now that's in no discernible order. That doesn't mean that Seagal's number one. We're just listing them that way. But we'll talk about who we think is number one.
I mean, as a acting skill or martial arts skill?
We can rank it anyway. So we could do acting, martial arts, and then the best movies.
I think real martial artist. I mean, I think Chuck Norris is the real degree guy, and then Steven Seagal. He's an Aikido, a little different. And then of course he went to Japan, and then becoming master. So, but remember when he came back to America and did the first movie? What was it? Hard to Kill or?
Steven Seagal's first movie was Above the Law.
Above the Law.
Yeah.
And at that time, I think he got the job he was teaching some head of the agent, and then that's why he got the leading role. So he's not really an actor, right? He knew the person, then
yeah,
the guy gave him, and then that time he worked with the CIA. Like, I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, that's the weird thing about Seagal is he's one of those guys where you might think he's lying, but then all of a sudden it's a true. Like, for instance, if Steven Seagal in the early 80s is like, yeah, I could play blues guitar. I'm a great blues guitarist. And you go, yeah, right. You just fucking blowing smoke on my. But then you see him and he actually can play the guitar, Like, he actually plays the guitar and he released some albums. And I'm not saying he's the greatest guitarist in the world, but he's good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's one of those guys where he'll be like, yeah, I work for the CIA. And you're like, yeah, right, bullshit. And then some document will come out where he was fucking in Afghanistan chopping people in the neck.
Yeah, I mean, and then, he speaks Japanese because I think he lived in Japan 15 years.
Really? Seagal, okay. I mean, that makes sense because he's so, into that. For Seagal, I have no doubt that he knows some stuff, right? He may have let the skills lapse in the years that he became a Hollywood star, and now if you see his demonstrations, they're like slow motion asshole time, where he's just like he doesn't even care what's happening. But I bet you in his prime he could kick some ass.
Yeah. I liked Under Siege. I thought that was a good action movie. Of course, it's a big studio movie, and then directed by, I think, Andrew Davis.
The guy who did The Fugitive.
Yeah. So I thought that was the first plus action movie, so I really liked that one.
I agree. I just recently rewatched Under Siege, and I forgot how ridiculous it is that the two main villains are Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey.
Yeah.
and they're both going crazy in that movie. They're both like, the director was like, yeah, you guys just do whatever the hell you want in your scenes.
Right.
Gary Busey's in drag. Fucking Tommy Lee Jones is eating ham with a knife and just like slobbering it all over his face. It's just like bizarre choices, but good. It's really, they make the movie so much better than it could have been with a generic villain.
Right. And then I liked the Playboy girl.
Yeah, I forgot her name, but she was actually really good in that movie. I remember her from The Chase with Charlie Sheen. You ever see that movie? It all takes place in a car. Oh, wait, no, that's Christy Swanson.
Christine Swanson, yeah.
I'm wrong.
No, this
I
is
got it wrong.
Yeah, this one was a little girl.
E.T.
E.T. the boy's classmate.
That's right. Elliot's the girl that he kisses during the scene with the frogs.
Bro, yeah, that's the girl.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so forget the chase, even though the chase is sort of also an underrated movie. That's a fun movie. But it's not her. It's Christy Swanson. I forgot. But yeah, she is the little girl in E.T. That's right.
What's on Eriki?
I can look it up what her name is, but she was good. She did a good job. She was funny. She wasn't like too annoying, And I don't remember. Wait, did they kiss at the end? Of course, Steven Seagal's.
Yes, they did it. The ending, yeah. They did the kiss.
He's like, I won't do the picture unless I get to kiss the girl. There's rumors out there about Steven Seagal's casting couch sessions.
Oh yeah, he was accused, right? Those sexual harassment or those.
That's what people say. He I think was it Pamela Anderson or Jenny McCarthy? One of those. They said that he was like, this part's yours if you sleep with me, and they were just like, no, get the fuck out of here.
But the Van Damme was told the same thing, no?
Oh, so the woman's name was Erica Eleniak. Eleniak. Elianic.
Yeah.
She still looks good. Dang, Yuki. All right. Oh, she's in The Blob, the remake of The Blob. She's in...
She was?
Yeah. Oh, that's why. The Chase and Chasers. I got those two mixed up. She's in some movie called Chasers, directed by Dennis Hopper. Yeah, wow, okay. She did some stuff. She was but yeah, so yeah, casting session. I don't know. I bet you this is not saying it's right or wrong, but I bet you he scored 99% of the time. I bet you a lot of women were like, yeah, sure, all right, I'll do Steven Seagal right now. And then like the big ones were like, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
I know that. Okay, I didn't work with him, but I talked to. Okay, a long time ago, this Japanese commercial company is. Well, we're making a potato chip commercial, and we like to use Steven Seagal. So I contacted his production company, Steamroller Production.
Steamroller, okay.
And then it didn't work out.
You know what would have been good because you know how seagulls on the beach love potato chips? So if he was the voice or the head of a seagull and he flew down and he's like, I want those potato chips. I'm going to karate chop your neck if you don't give me those. And it was like a seagull, Steven Seagal. That would have been, I should be a fucking commercial executive writer.
Yeah. It didn't happen because his demand was just too much.
How much money was he demanding?
Well, he didn't. We all had some amount. Then no, they said that's not enough, and then they told us like, well, come back with higher figure. And then Japanese company like, well, we can't pay more than this, so
wow,
they went to somebody else.
Okay, all right. Well, they missed the seagull angle. That would have been the best. Just Steven Seagal's head on a seagull stealing potato chips from beachgoers.
But if it happens, I think that could be so much hassle, disaster job. I thought because it was so much trouble before you even start.
Right. Yeah. It's like first, second, it's already an issue with him, probably. Yeah. So I liked Steven Seagal's movies back in the day. I used to love the first run of movies that he did were great. Above the Law. What else?
Mark to Kill.
Hard to Kill. Mark for Death. Out for Justice. Under Siege. Even like On Deadly Ground, Fire Down Below. Those were all right.
Yeah, but I thought he directed that movie. That's what he started falling down. I mean,
Well, I think I told you this story once before. Is there's like a urban legend about Steven Seagal. He was in some waiting room, and he was reading a script, and somebody was in the room with him, and Steven Seagal started crying, and somebody asked, "Is like, are you all right?" And he's like, "I just read the most beautiful script I ever read." And they're like, "Oh, really? Who wrote it?" And he goes, "I did."
Oh my God.
He was crying over his own script. Yeah, exactly. Wanking himself. Yuki's doing the jerk off sign. It's like he's just self-filleting himself. But yeah, I guess sometimes when these stars get too big, they all of a sudden need to control every goddamn aspect of it. And unless you're Mel Gibson, who's actually a very fine director,
yeah, he's a good director.
it's not going to work because it's like Steven Seagal, I think, is probably somebody who doesn't understand what makes him work. You know, like he would never, like, this is what I didn't like about the Steven Seagal movies when I've been rewatching them. He's not vulnerable in any way. Like, he's vulnerable in the fact that, like, his wife gets kidnapped or something, right? Or he gets shot. But in the fights, he never gets hurt. Even when he's stabbed or something, he just brushes it off. There's no, like with, let's say, Bruce Willis, he gets his ass fucking kicked. And he's always losing, and then he somehow uses his smarts to get. No, Steven Seagal is an invincible Terminator-like motherfucker fighting his way.
Not even one scratch, right?
There'll be like a little trickle of blood down the side of his face, and he'll just like wipe it off and keep flipping his.
No, he just try to make him good. You know, that's his.
Yes, as tough of a guy as possible. There's actually a clip out there, I think, where somebody asked him, like, who do you think is a tough guy in Hollywood? And he's like, there's no tough guys. Van Damme, he's a dancer. Chuck Norris, he's old. He's like, there's no tough guys. Like, I wonder, like, if there ever were behind-the-scenes fights, because I know Van Damme supposedly got smacked around by somebody once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they told the story on the Howard Stern show. I forgot the name of the guy who did it. Chuck Zito or something like that. I might be mistaken, but they said that they were at some sort of a strip club, and Van Damme was, like, mouthing off or showing off, and the guy was like, I'm going to fuck you up, and then he did. Like,
he did.
Yeah. So, and he couldn't really handle himself, supposedly. Because, yeah, like with Jean-Claude Van Damme, I thought, yeah, he wasn't like a master or anything. Like, he knew the moves and stuff, and he had a great body in terms of flexibility and high kicks and all that stuff. But I don't think he was like a trained killer.
Right. He wasn't really trained martial artist, I don't think.
Right. I'm sure he learned something because you can't do those kicks like that without.
Right. But those are, I don't know. He just looked like just choreographed by stunt guy. And then he was very athletic type, not because he's a trained martial artist.
Yeah, no, but I also like really like some of Van Damme's movies. I mean, Bloodsport is fucking awesome. I love Bloodsport.
That was the best one. That was the first one. That's how he became a star, right?
Yeah. He did little bit parts in other stuff. In fact, there's like clips of him on some dance show on MTV where he's dancing in the background. So he would do extra work and stuff. And then I don't know if you know this, he was the original person who was going to play the Predator. He was going to play the alien.
Oh, yeah, but he was fired, right? I heard.
Well, it wasn't his fault. It like when I rewatched some of the behind the scenes on the Predator, there's this great film school channel on YouTube that puts up all the behind the scenes, and it was more that the Predator design that they had at the time, it was more like a praying mantis with a huge head and like clunky arms and shit, and it just didn't work. The design didn't work. It was poorly made. And Jean-Claude Van Damme, he wanted to have his face on the camera, and he wanted to have some input. and they were just like, this isn't working. Not because he was bad, it was because more like the design was bad. But then when they decided to have it be a 9-foot tall Rasta warrior from outer space, they got this tall black man to be the Predator.
The same guy, he played the alien, no?
Yes, he went on to be an alien. I think later in like the Predator versus Alien type. Yeah. So
yeah, he's tall, but the Van Damme is like a too short.
Right, and that was part of the design flaws. What they said, it was like a praying man. You could see there's old pictures online of what the suit looked like. It looked like shit, and I think they were gonna fill it in the blanks later with the head and stuff. But then I think Stan Winston came up with the mandibles and the Rasta dreadlocks and all that stuff, and then it just Van Damme didn't fit anymore. But you know, I don't know. I think some of Van Damme's movies are really fun. Time Cop's cool. Hard Target's cool. What's the other one he did with where he plays Double Impact, where he plays his own.
Oh, Double Impact. Yeah.
I love the line in that where the one brother, the woman comes in who's like the girlfriend of the brother, and she thinks that it's the other brother. You know, she doesn't know yet, and she's like, you know, seducing him, and then she reaches in and touches his underwear. And then the other brother comes in and gets all pissed off, and they're all arguing. And then the one brother goes, "Never in my life would I ever wear black silk underwear."
I don't remember that.
Never in my life would I ever wear black silk underwear. Some of the ways he says shit is just so funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, some of them are, you know, very entertaining and not bad, right? I like Hard Target.
Hard Target's good. I mean, look, you can't go wrong with John Woo coming right off of his like greatest action movies.
Right.
There's some great scenes in there, and then the fact that Wilford Brimley shows up and he's just like a crazy mountain man with guns and
yeah. And who was that? He was a security guard in the hockey stadium.
Oh, Sudden Impact.
Oh, suddenly, yeah, I like that movie too.
Yeah, Die Hard at a hockey stadium. I thought that movie was. I was reading about that movie once, and it was originally written as a Naked Gun style parody. It was supposed to be a spoof movie of action movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then when Die Hard became really popular, and Jean-Claude Van Damme wanted his like Die Hard, you know, something that happens in a contained space.
Right.
Die Hard in a hockey arena. He wanted that, so they rewrote it to be more serious.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I'm glad it wasn't a comedy. I mean, I like. I thought that was good action. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool one. You know, there's the other one that he was in, Nowhere to Run, I think it was, where he like befriends the family in the town, and like the bike. I don't know if it's bikers, but it's like hillbillies or harassing the family. That was a fine movie. It wasn't like an action movie.
That's like a modern version of Shane, right? Nowhere to Run.
Yeah, it was sort of like Shane, where the guy, the stranger comes in, helps the family, leaves, all that stuff. And then he came back and did a TV show, Jean-Claude Van Johnson. Did you ever watch it?
No.
It's on Amazon Prime. It was fun. I thought the first couple of episodes were funny. I didn't watch the rest of it, but
well, is that the documentary about him? Like,
no, the premise is that Jean-Claude Van Damme is actually Jean-Claude Van Damme, but secretly he's actually a secret agent for some sort of a government agent, like the CIA or something.
Oh.
So his front is that he's a popular action star, but his real assignments are that he's like a spy or whatever.
Oh, I see.
I thought it was fine. I in college, Yuki, and I still think it's a good idea. I wrote a screenplay for Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Really?
The first feature-length screenplay. Well, no, the second feature-length screenplay I ever finished. The first one was called Professional Ass for Rent. The second one. Look at Yuki's face. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? The Professional Ass was just like a gross out comedy from like the late 90s that it would have been, sex comedy sort of. But this one that I was writing for my graduate screenwriting class, not graduate, but it was like the last screenwriting class for college, was called Bare Knuckled, Bear Knuckled, as in bear. And my vision was that Jean-Claude Van Damme was a bear trainer in Hollywood. He would like go to bring his bear to movies and TV shows and commercials, and he would train it to be good on camera. And what happens is some people kidnap the bear. And so Jean-Claude Van Damme goes ass kicking across the country to fucking rescue the bear. And that was in 1999, 2000, something like that. Way before Pig. Pig was sort of similar, but not, it didn't have the kung fu or whatever. But yeah, I think Bare Knuckled would make a good fucking action movie. Jean-Claude Van Damme, bear trainer, bear gets kidnapped, he beats the fuck out of people, saves the bear. Fucking. Did
you try to sell this?
I actually did, and I got in the door when I was living in LA. I sent this script around. Now I lost my computer at this, so I don't even have the script, but I would rewrite it. But I got interviews with a couple of agents based off of the script. They were like, "This is a really good concept," but I never like signed with anybody. But I did get to speak to a few agents in Hollywood because of it.
You should try. You reboot.
So now I would rewrite it. I mean, I would still want it to be Jean-Claude Van Damme, but I would rewrite it to be less. There was some goofy stuff, it was like a road trip. It became, because in my mind, and this would never happen, but it was Jean-Claude Van Damme was the bear guy, and then he meets a private detective who's also looking for the bear that, for some other reason, and that would be Bill Murray. So it became sort of a road trip across the country with Bill Murray and Jean-Claude Van Damme beating the shit out of bad guys.
That's funny now. I mean, well, originally it was, Van Damme was younger. Now he's older, so maybe fun then. Older.
Well, what I would do now my vision for it would be, do you ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No.
Okay, well, there's a black comedian on there called JB Smoove. He's younger. He's definitely younger than Van Damme for sure. And I would have him, instead of Bill Murray, be the detective, and Jean-Claude Van Damme be like the older curmudgeon. So it would be a young black, fast-talking Eddie Murphy type with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now that, I think, would be a fucking hit.
Oh, my God. You should write it fast and send it.
Yeah, I know the story. I don't remember the draft, and the computer that I've had bad luck with computers. I've had 3 of them crap out on me. But I would rewrite it and just have it. You know what? Yeah, Yuki, I'm going to rewrite Bare Knuckled, and then I'm going to do like a fake trailer for it, where I take clips from like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hard to Kill, and I put it all in with the bears and stuff.
And then send the script to all places then.
Yeah, just send it out to fucking everybody and get it. Yeah, and even if it's not Jean-Claude Van Damme, I mean, it could be anybody. It could be any. But he's my number one. I mean, that's. So, yeah, man, that's why I have a close relationship in my mind to most of these 3 guys to Jean-Claude Van Damme, because I actually wanted to make a Van Damme movie.
And then I like only this one, the first Universal Soldier.
Yes, you know what? I did like that one too. I thought it was freaky with Dolph Lundgren, and then he's wearing the ears around his neck and stuff because he was cutting the ears off of the Vietnam people.
Right.
That's fucked up.
Part 2, Part 3, and then just becoming junk movies. So
I never saw any of the other ones, only the first one. But that was the guys who went on to do Independence Day.
Right, Rolando Emery.
Yeah, isn't that weird? It's a well-made movie. I know we're probably forgetting some of their movies, but hey, whatever. It's like, it's just an overview of the 3 guys. So then, of course, Chuck Norris, man.
Right.
I love Invasion USA. I think that's a fucking masterpiece.
Is that the same Andrew Davis directed?
That's a good question. Let me look that up. Maybe it is. Because that would be interesting if he made a movie with Seagal and Chuck Norris. No, it doesn't say that he did that. But he did Holes. Wow, that's crazy. And he did Collateral Damage. He did Above the Law.
Oh,
Um, I don't see. I was going to say Action USA, but it's Invasion USA.
Invasion USA.
Action USA is another one that's like really another. Oh, Joseph Zito directed Invasion USA, who also directed Missing in Action.
He's a Canon movie guy then.
Yeah, Red Scorpion, which is really good. The Prowler, which is a crazy slasher that has great Tom Savini effects. And Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, my favorite Friday the 13th movie.
Oh, okay.
Wow, Joseph Zito, man, he did pretty good.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, Chuck Norris. You're right. I think he definitely was more of a pure and real martial artist because he worked with Bruce Lee, the guy.
Yes. But he told me the Way of the Dragon, the Colosseum fighting scene, the climax.
Yeah.
Of course, he wasn't a real filmmaker. So when she told me like Yuki, I really didn't know, Bruce Lee did something. Of course, he didn't know what Bruce Lee was doing. And then years later, when he's done enough movie, TV, he found out every time he went back to camera, and then every time camera position changed, Bruce Lee was changing camera speed. So his move looks lots of faster than Chuck Norris.
Oh, so in their fight scene, different shots would be different speeds so that Bruce Lee looked. Oh my God, what a dirty trick!
Yeah, but of course, Chuck Norris, that was his first movie. He's a martial artist. He didn't know anything about the movie and the camera. But later, when he did lots of movies and when he did the TV, like Texas Rangers, and now he done. Oh, that's what Bruce Lee was doing. Every time camera position changed, he went back to camera, did talk to the cameraman, did this, did that. Chuck Norris has no idea what he was doing. Later, he found out, holy shit, the asshole was changing the camera speed.
That's amazing. Wait, so that's right. I forgot you worked with Chuck Norris.
Yes.
What did you work with him on? What was the movie?
There was a TNT movie called Lord of the Jungle Wood or something, I forgot.
Okay, but he was nice to you, and you talked to him a bit.
He was very nice. At that time, he was I don't know, 25, 30 years. He was about 55, and then he had the fiance. She was 24, and then this fight scene. He wasn't doing. I said, "Well, this is your scene." Then fight, Yuki. I'm not gonna do fight scene. I'm 55. I'm too old to do fight. So I have my stunt guy. I said, "Oh, you telling me you're too old to do fight scene, but I guess you are too young to have a 24 years old girlfriend." He laughed and laughed. So we took photo together. He was cracking up.
That's amazing. Oh my God. So he was a nice guy. That's great. And didn't you say his brother was directing or something?
Yeah, his brother, Aaron Norris. He was kind of jackass.
Well, any director has to be a jackass in order to get the fucking job done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't do direct to me, but he was a screamer. And then, I thought, well, you don't have to scream. Okay, sometimes, crew makes mistake, but you don't have to, yelling at and screaming at to the people.
Yeah, some people love to just flip out and think that when they're louder that they're more in authority, but sometimes quieter is better.
And then I had the one big incident with him. What happened was, end of the day, we had this scene, and then okay, cut. So tomorrow we come back and start shooting this scene. It's a fight scene, so all set are all messed up, right? And then this is a hot set. Don't touch anything. We come back here, then pick up from where we stopped today. And then we went, that was a Oregon, middle of the nowhere mountain. So we came back. Somebody stole my set dressing banner. And then, because low budget, I didn't have a backup. I had the only one, and then someone stole it. So he started yelling at me, Yuki, fuck shit, bat, you got only one, no backup, and somebody steal and blah, 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 blah. Then I said, look, we had a security guard staying here. Why are you yelling at me? Why don't you yell at him? If he wasn't sleeping, maybe nobody stole my banner.
If that fucking security guard, what a piece of shit, he fucking yelling at you. What the fuck?
Yeah, so, that was, of course, I didn't care because I thought it wasn't my fault, right? If security guard was doing his job, nobody should steal. So I say, what the fuck, security guy is doing? And then if somebody stole my decoration, that means security guy must be sleeping then.
Holy shit! Did Chuck Norris? Was he there for the fight?
That wasn't the fight, but the Aaron Norris, he stopped yelling at me. Then he turned to the security guy.
Okay, so you deflected. That's good. All right, Yuki. So let's talk about who we think are the best. So let's start with whose movies do you think are the best?
Well, movie-wise, I like Under Siege. I in the studio big movie, but at the same time, Sudden Death or Time Cop, those are also studio big movie, right?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, though, Chuck Norris, Van Damme, they did Expendable, like those another Lion's Gate, but still studio movie. But then, why Steven Seagal never did Expendable?
I bet you Stallone and Seagal had a run-in the 80s that was coke-fueled and not good, I'm sure. So,
right? I mean, that's maybe somebody doesn't like Seagal in the industry because the way Stallone made Expendable is like, old guy, action guy kind of putting together, right? I mean, Harrison Ford, Bruce Willis, Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris, Jason Statham. I mean, he gathered pretty much like what was that black guy actor, Braid.
oh, Wesley Snipes.
I mean, Stallone gathered pretty much all senior action star, but Steven Seagal. I think that kind of telling us something, no?
Or Steven Seagal was offered something. He's like, "Fuck that shit. I'm doing my bounty hunter show. Fuck that," because he did that show. He's a bounty hunter.
I don't know, but it's hard to say.
I think for me, like Seagal, I think his run of his first 5 or 6 movies were better than all the rest of them because he made some good fucking shit. And Van Damme is second in my opinion because he then had the other most consistent. But Bloodsport above all is like the best one, I think. And then I mean, you can't disparage Chuck Norris because Invasion USA is amazing. And he's just a personality. I mean, the guy became a living meme. you know, the whole meme where it's like Chuck Norris could kick your ass. It's became a whole internet sensation about how Chuck Norris can't die, how his blood is made of fucking iron, you know, like a metal, like all the just. There's a million Chuck Norris memes. You ever see any of them?
No.
Yeah, man, he became a legend. I mean, kids were saying how fucking indestructible Chuck Norris was.
He was a star of the Canon movie, right? I mean, you know, the Delta Force.
Delta Force. He did like the one where he's hunted down the serial killer. I forgot what the name of that one is. But then, of course, yeah, he had a whole TV show. I mean, he went on for years with the Walker Texas Ranger.
Right. Yeah.
Years. Oh, Missing in Action. He did. So they weren't bad movies. I'm not saying he was bad, but he's sort of the least charismatic of the three.
Yeah. And then I liked Something and Horror.
Which one?
What was the Something and Horror? The serial killer was living in a theater.
I don't know if I saw that one. Here. Like for instance, Chuck Norris. Right here's a meme. It said, "Death once had a near Chuck Norris experience."
Oh, really?
Wait, no, you don't get it? Like, you know how people have near-death experiences?
Yeah.
Well, Death had a near Chuck Norris experience because...
I'm sorry, I'm not getting it.
Or Chuck Norris built the hospital he was born in. Chuck Norris just uses a stunt double for his crying scenes. You don't like these? Yuki, come on.
Joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. Chuck Norris is the only person who can win a chess game in one move. Come on. These are good. When Chuck Norris attends a feminist rally, he comes back with his shirt ironed and a sandwich. Come on.
Chuck Norris joke?
Yeah, that like Chuck Norris became like a meme, dude. Chuck Norris played Russian roulette with a fully loaded gun and won. What the fuck does that mean? Chuck Norris can stare at the sun and the sun will look away. Chuck Norris was in all of the Star Wars movies. He was the Force. You don't like this?
Well, okay, I get it. That was the time. Chuck Norris was everything then.
The flu has to get a shot once a year. Wait, the flu has to get a shot. Chuck Norris. The flu has to get Chuck Norris shots once a year. Chuck Norris is so badass, he once strangled someone with a wireless mouse.
Wireless mouse.
You don't like these, Yuki?
Who made those Chuck Norris jokes?
People, just kids, like they Wait. Dinosaurs once crossed Chuck Norris. Once.
Okay, well, I guess Chuck Norris was popular that much.
Wait, this is a great one. This is a great one. When Chuck Norris does a push-up, he isn't lifting himself up. He's pushing down the earth. Yeah, it was a really big, Yuki. Chuck Norris was everywhere maybe like 12, 15 years ago. Memes, all these memes about how tough Chuck Norris is, defying death, and yeah. You don't like him? You don't get it?
No, that was okay. Remember the George Kennedy? He was in the airport, and then all the airport movies.
Right? Yeah, Airport 79, 77.
And then he was in the earthquake. So somebody said the joke, making disaster movies, and why don't you hire George Kennedy so he can save the movie? That was a joke.
Oh, so maybe then the kids will come up with some George Kennedy memes now.
Yeah, because there was a time George Kennedy was almost every disaster movie and saved everybody. So
Right.
then somebody says, well, Poseidon Adventure, we needed George Kennedy, not Gene Hackman,
Yeah, the Poseidon Adventure would have been much easier with George Kennedy in the lead.
So something like that, maybe, kids are worshipping Chuck Norris. So, that's what everybody made a joke. Thing.
Yeah. All right. So we landed upon that Steven Seagal and Van Damme have better movies than Chuck Norris. Who's the greatest? Who do you think would win in a fight out of all of them?
Without thinking about the age,
Yeah, in their prime.
the prime, I think Chuck Norris. To me, he's a real martial artist.
Yeah, I have a feeling he would have been the one. I have a feeling in his prime he would have slapped the fuck out of Van Damme for sure, and then him and Seagal maybe would have thrown some blows, and then Chuck Norris would have punched fucking Seagal in the broke his face.
Yeah, and then I have a feeling in the middle of the fight, Steven Seagal might take out his gun and shoot Chuck Norris.
That's a different option. Yes, I'm talking just purely hand-to-hand combat, no guns, because
I think Chuck Norris win.
All right, and then let's see. We did the toughness. We did movies. What else? Anything else? Any other thoughts on these three stars?
Okay, this is just extra, but I just like to mention it. What about Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Jet Li?
That's another trilogy we could do. Another episode we could do. Those three guys talk about the movies and then pit them against each other and see who wins.
Oh, so we do that, those three next time.
Yeah, because that's a lot to think about, Yuki. That's a loaded question. I don't know if I could choose. You could even throw Chow Yun-Fat in there. Shit.
That's right.
All right, good. So that's good. All right, well, that was Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Chuck Norris by Yuki and John.
John and Yuki.
All right, we want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget Spooky Yuki's Scary Questionnaire down in the comments and the summary below. Answer those questions. We're coming out on the Kings of Horror in the next few months. And we just appreciate everybody joining us and giving us subscriptions and logging in and thanking you. And Yuki's so happy to be a part of this thing. And any final thoughts, Yuki?
Well, don't underestimate Chuck Norris.
Don't underestimate Chuck Norris. That's right. We'll see you next time at the
Fighting John and Yuki buffet.
Yuki and John, Patreon the bird.